Good morning, children. So today we are starting our chapter in grammar. So I wish you all a very good morning to all of you. This is Aprajita ma'am speaking. A very good morning to all the boys and girls of my class. Now when I start your chapter, today just moving up, I'll just show you all what is the chapter we are doing today. Just see here. This is the chapter we are doing today. That's pronoun. Now what is a pronoun? We have to know that first. Pronouns are words that replaces nouns. Now for example, we have got here me, she, we, they, who, that, yours, his, her, it, etc. All these are pronouns. Now for an example, I'll just tell you all a sentence also with a pronoun in it. So for a girl, what do we use? She or her. Now suppose I say, my mother is a teacher. I love her very much. So the word her here is a pronoun. She is my guide and philosopher. So when I use the word she for my mother, it's a pronoun being used in the sentence. So I hope it's clear to you what is a pronoun. Now let me come up to the next part of what I want to explain y'all. Just see here. Types of pronouns. Now, how many types of pronouns are there? Just see here. Personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, relative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and reciprocal pronouns. Now, first of all, I'll be telling you all about personal pronouns. Now, what is a personal pronoun? A personal pronoun is a pronoun which stands for and replaces persons or things. For example, you, she, he, him, her, them, etc. For a sentence, I will say that he was the boy who stood first in the class. So I am replacing the first boy in the class with the word he, which is a pronoun. Now let me come up to demonstrative pronoun. What is it? Demonstrative pronouns are pronouns which are used to show or identify one or a number of nouns that may be far or near in distance or time. Just see here, this, that, these, those are some of the demonstrative pronouns. Now for an example in a sentence, what will I say? This is the girl I was talking about. So this is the girl I'm talking about. It's a demonstrative pronoun. It's telling about a girl whom I was talking about. The next is an interrogative pronoun. What is it? It is used to ask a question about a person or an object that we do not know. For example, who, whom, which, what, whoever, whichever. Now for a sentence, suppose I say, who is your English teacher? So I ask a question about a person that we might not know. Now coming up next, we have got a relative pronoun. Now what is a relative pronoun? It is used to join or relate two different clauses together by referring to the noun in the previous clause using the pronouns who, whom, whose, which or that. So The village to which I belong to is that one where he grew up. The word that it relates the village where I am related to and where he grew up. So it's a relative pronoun. Now coming up to indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns are used to show unspecific objects or people, whether in plural or in singular. For example, someone, anybody, anyone, nowhere, few, many, nothing. For an example, I can say, someone knocked at my door. Who is it? There is no specific of who is that someone. This is indefinite pronoun. Now coming up to reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are used to indicate a noun which has been used in an earlier part of the same sentence. For example, myself, themself, yourself, ourself, herself, himself and itself. Now for an example in a sentence. She began to cook the food for herself. Now she has been mentioned once beforehand and she is being mentioned once more later on when I say herself. So this is reflexive pronoun. Now this is what we are going to learn today. These are all the pronouns in definition. Now let me come up to a broader example, to a broader explanation of each one. Just see here. Personal pronouns. What is a personal pronoun? Personal pronouns are used for a specific object or person, I said you, and they change their forms to indicate the different genders, nouns, case or persons we are speaking. Now here are some examples other than your book so that it's easier for you to understand better. Suppose he went to the market. He is used for the male gender. Other examples for male gender are his, him, he, etc. The next example. She is doing the laundry work. She is used for the female gender. Some other examples are her, hers, etc. Now this is what is personal pronoun. Now coming up next. Next, what do we have in our book? We have got let me just go through. We have got possessive pronoun. Now what is possessive pronoun? Possessive pronouns are pronouns that replace a noun and shows ownership. Suppose I say mine, yours, his, hers, ours or theirs. These are all possessive pronouns. Now for an example, it's not yours. That means what? You do not possess this. It's mine now. That means what? It is now mine. I possess it now. So this is the example of possessive pronoun. Okay, now coming up next, what do we have? Demonstrative pronoun. Now what is a demonstrative pronoun? Demonstrative pronouns are words used to show or identify one or a number of nouns that may be far or near in distance or time. They are only 4 in number. Those are this, that, these and those. This and that are singular demonstrative pronouns. These and those are plural demonstrative pronouns. For example, they can also be used to show in an unspecified quantity in a sentence. This is a point to be noted down. So for an example, that is a demonstrative pronoun that is referring to a specific noun. And this is a singular pronoun as it is referring to only one house. Just see here. That is a beautiful house. And what will I say for a singular? This is a beautiful house. The same thing. Only is that is a demonstrative pronoun that is referring to a specific noun. And this is a singular pronoun as it is referring to only one house. This is the difference when I use this and that. Now coming up next. Next what do we have? We have got interrogative pronouns. Now what are interrogative pronouns? Pronouns which are used to interrogate. Ask questions. Suppose who, whom, whose, what, which. These all are interrogative pronouns. Now for an example, just see here. Who took the book? Whom is she talking to? Whose car is this? What do you want for lunch? Which of them is the tallest? Which color do you prefer? Now all these interrogative pronouns, they show different things. What is that? The first, who took the book? It refers to the subject of the sentence. Who took the book? Whom is she talking about? It refers to the object of the sentence. Whom is she talking about? Whose car is this? This shows possession. Whose car? The next is what do you want for lunch? This shows a thing. What is the thing you want for your lunch? Which color do you prefer? Which color? This shows the thing. Which color do you prefer? These are all interrogative pronouns. Now coming up to the next part. Next part is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are used when a person or thing is referring to the same person or thing. We use it once beforehand also and later on also. These are parts of personal pronouns and with self. Okay. For example, myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself for singular. And for plural, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Here is an example also. I would like to read for you all. I prefer to work by myself. And the next example, just see here. Kevin sent himself a message. These are all examples of reflexive pronoun. Now the next coming up. Relative pronouns. What is a relative pronoun? A relative pronoun is when it is used to show a relation between two clauses in the sentence. Suppose who, which, whose. For example, here the woman who called yesterday wants to buy the house. The word who is showing us the relation between the two parts in the sentence. Did you see the letter which came today? So, this part here, which is showing the relation between the two parts in a sentence. I have got some other examples also. I love the puppy which is jumping at the kitchen. He is a man whose opinion I respect. She is the student whose handwriting is the best in my class. So when I come down here, children, the next part of your sentence is distributive pronoun. Now, distributive pronouns are, for example, each, other, everyone, either, neither. These are all distributive pronouns, as they separate one person or a thing from a group of persons or things. They always take singular verb. For example, each one of us have done the work. That means what? The work is distributed among each one of us. Each one of us have done the work. Now the next part, just see here. For example, each of them was a player. Either of the two boys was required, but neither of the two was ready. Both are examples of distributive pronouns. Either of you can go. The next example, each took it in a turn. So it's easier for you all to understand when I tell you all in sentences that they always take a singular verb. Now coming up the next part. What is there? Indefinite pronoun. Just see here. Indefinite pronouns, they show unspecified objects or people, whether in plural or in singular. They indicate the entire noun or some of the noun or none of the noun. Indefinite pronouns are used when you want to refer to a group of nouns without actually specifying who or how much. Now just see here, indefinite pronouns. I send you all a list here. Somebody, somewhere, anything, no one, everybody, everywhere, someone, anybody, anywhere, nothing, everyone, few. All these are indefinite pronouns. Now coming up next for an example. Okay children, so now coming up to the exercises which we are going to solve today. Now these are the exercises which are left for you all from page number 23 to 28. I'll just scroll up and show you all. But remember, I will not be solving all the exercises for you all. You all have to solve some part of it. Of course, I'll be helping you all out with the exercises. Now just see. This here interrogative pronouns which I explained you all is page 23. Relative pronoun also. Then coming up next we have got demonstrative, distributive, indefinite, all these pronouns. Relative also. Now when I come up to your exercises which are there in your book, just see here. Page number 23 to 28 I'll be solving for you all today. But some part I will be doing for you all and some of them you all are going to solve yourself. Any help needed, please contact me over Google Classroom or during my class hours. Okay. So here is an explanation of page 23 in your books, grammar books. Now what do we have in page 23? Let me just read the question for you all. Fill in the blanks with appropriate interrogative pronouns. Now what is an interrogative pronoun? I told you all. Interrogative pronouns are words which interrogate, which question. Now there are 6 fill in the blanks here. I'll solve 2 for you all and the rest you all are going to do it for yourself. Number 1. Dash wants to work on this mathematics project. For an interrogative pronoun we can place who. who wants to work on this mathematics project. Number 2. Dash is the medium of instruction in your school. What? What is the medium of instruction in your school? So number 1 and 2 are done for you. The rest part you all are going to solve it yourself. Okay? Now coming up to the next page. What do we have here in the next page? Pronouns in page 24. Now here, this part is very important for you all to understand. Because here we have got reflexive and emphatic pronoun. Now, in order to solve this exercise here, we need to understand the difference between reflexive and emphatic pronoun. Beforehand, I have explained you all what is reflexive and what is emphatic pronoun. Now here I am going to explain you all what is the difference between reflexive and emphatic pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are words such as myself, yourself, themself, himself, etc. One which refers to the subject of the sentence. The pronoun which refers to the subject of the sentence, that is a reflexive pronoun. Now what is emphatic pronoun? That's also yourself, himself, themself and all. Emphatic pronoun is that which puts an emphasis on the subject of the sentence. Now here we are going to solve this exercise and it will be very clear to you all. Question number 1. My elder brother cooked my birthday meal himself. Here himself is emphatic pronoun. It puts an emphasis on my elder brother. Now just see sentence number 2. Diya's cat likes to look at itself in the mirror. Here itself is reflexive pronoun. It refers to Diya's cat. Now what is the difference between question number 1 and 2? Both have got words with self. One himself, number 2 itself. The difference is that the first sentence himself puts a stress and emphasis on my elder brother. Whereas in the second sentence itself refers to Diya's cat. Now I would like to explain you all a difference between emphatic and reflexive which will help you all differentiate between the two. What is that? Reflexive pronoun are words without which the sentence cannot be formed. Whereas an emphatic pronoun, it is only brought to the sentence in order to put an emphasis on the subject. So we can form it, we can form the sentence without the emphatic pronoun. Like for example, question number 1, if I write, my elder brother cooked my birthday meal. My sentence is not wrong. I have brought the word himself in order to put a stress on my elder brother. Whereas question number 2, if I write, Diya's cat likes to look at in the mirror. Sentence cannot be formed. That means what? Reflexive pronouns are words which help us to form the sentence in a proper manner. Whereas emphatic pronouns put a stress on the subject of the sentence. Now question number 3. Question number 3. The President of India himself presents the awards on the Republic Day. Here himself is emphatic pronoun. It puts an emphasis on the President of India. Number 4. John bought himself a nice shirt to celebrate his success. Here himself is an emphatic pronoun because it puts an emphasis on John. Question number 5. Rini found herself stuck in a huge traffic jam. Now here herself is emphatic. It puts an emphasis on rini. Now I read the next question. The patient was so crucial that the senior doctor himself performed the operation. Here himself is emphatic. It puts an emphasis on the senior doctor. The next is number 7. Ali himself washes all his clothes. He doesn't allow his mother to do it for him. So Ali himself, that's an emphasis. So it's an emphatic pronoun. It puts an emphasis on Ali. Now next is number 8. I can look after myself. This myself is reflexive pronoun. We cannot write the sentence without myself. So myself here is reflexive. It refers to I. Now coming up to the next page which is there in your book. Page 25. What do we have here? Just see here. Fill in the blanks with appropriate reflexive, distributive and indefinite pronouns. Now I have explained you all these three. Reflexive also, distributive also and indefinite also. So you all are going to do this for me, this exercise. Let me solve one for you. Number 1. Does Dash want a cup of hot tea? So I can write does anyone, because there are options given on the top and we have to choose words from the option which has been given. So does anyone want a cup of hot tea? I must get myself a cup. So this one, number 1 has been done. So you all are going to solve from number 2 onwards. If you face any problem, kindly contact your teacher. We are going to help you all out. Now question number, page number 26 in your book. 26, what do we have? We have got pronouns. Fill in the blanks once more. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate relative pronouns and identify their antecedents. Now remember, whenever it is a relative pronoun, it will obviously have an antecedent. Relative pronouns are words such as who, which, that, whom that link a phrase or clause to another in a sentence. So it will have an antecedent. But if the words which are used here such as whom, whose, which, these are not used as relative pronoun, then they might not have an antecedent. So what is it here? It is possible that some sentences may not have an antecedent. Write no antecedent for these sentences. So there are some sentences here where relative pronouns are not used, but words which are used for relative pronouns are used in some other form. Now we are going to get that clear. Question number 1. All the teachers who were asked to be at the meeting attended it. Now who is the relative pronoun? And what is its antecedent? All the teachers. Question number 2. I found the box. Which or that? That also can be written. Which or that you hid the toys in. Here the box is the antecedent. What is it referring to? The box. Question number 3. The girl whose book I borrowed is my friend. The girl whose book I borrowed. So what is whose referring to? The girl. The antecedent is the girl. Now number 4 here. Number 4. Make your answer specific to what is being asked of you. Make your answer specific to what is being asked of you. This is not a question, a sentence where what is used as a relative pronoun. It is a passive interrogative sentence where what doesn't contain an antecedent. So here you all are going to write no antecedent, and what is the sentence? It is a passive interrogative sentence. Please note it down in your books. There are some sentences here which are tricky sentences. So please mark it up. Okay. Now question number 5. The same thing. Just see here. Try to give more time to what you do not understand in maths. Try to give more time to what you do not understand in maths. Here, what is not a relative pronoun? The sentence here is a passive interrogative. So here, what is not used as a relative pronoun? So there are no antecedents here. The next is number 6. We welcome the students who have volunteered to help. So here who is a relative pronoun. Whom does who refer to? The students. We welcome the students who have volunteered to help. Here who is a relative pronoun. Now number 7 here. Just see. To whom do you wish to speak? This is only an interrogative sentence. Here, we do not find any relative pronoun there. So here, whom doesn't contain an antecedent. Number 8. The tickets for the concert which I want to go to are sold out. Now here, which is a relative pronoun and it refers to the concert. So I hope this total chapter is exercise is clear to you all. Okay. Now coming up to the next exercise. Just see here, page 27. Here we have got an exercise where, what is the question? Omit the relative pronoun and rewrite these sentences. We have to omit the relative pronoun. Remember to shift the preposition to the correct position. When you omit the relative pronoun, the preposition has to be resettled, rescheduled, and then write down the sentence once more. Now here I have solved some for you all, and the rest you all are going to do it yourself. Now I have done the parts, the sentences which are from sentence number 6 to 10. Now 1 to 5 I found was quite easy. So if I solve 6 to 10 for you all can solve 1 to 5 for me. So question number 6. This is the best inn at which you may stop on your way. Now I have to remove my relative pronoun here. So what do I remove? Which. And what do I add in a resettled manner? That is at, the preposition. This is the best inn you may stop at on your way. So what do I write? This is the best inn you may stop at on your way. Question number 7. This is the house in which I lived last year. Now the relative pronoun here is which. I have to remove that. And what will I write? That is the house. That is the house I lived in last year. This is the house I lived in last year. It's written there. Please write down, that is the house I lived in last year. Okay. Now the next. Number 8. I have a meeting with a man whom I hardly know. Now here, whom. The word whom has to be removed since it's relative pronoun. Now here, we do not find any preposition which has been used. So we do not have to replace it. I have a meeting with a man I hardly know. Question number 8 is done. Now 9. Is this the room in which we need to wait? So here we are going to remove which. Is this the room we need to wait in? And then question number 10. Indrani and Shravani are two friends with whom I go to school. Now what will I remove? The relative pronoun whom. And how will I write down the sentence? Indrani and Shravani are two friends I go to school with. Here, two will be TWO. Please correct it. It will be TWO. Indrani and Shravani are two friends I go to school with. Okay, now the next part. Page number 28. What do we have here? Just see there. Join the sentences using relative pronouns. Now we are going to join sentences using relative pronouns. The first sentence is, Sarah is going to visit her aunt for the summer holidays. Her aunt lives in Mumbai. Now how will I join it up? Sarah is going to visit her aunt who lives in Mumbai for the summer holidays. Just see, I have marked it up what I have brought in between. Now question number 2. A wasp is an insect. It stings. So how do I write it? A wasp which stings is an insect. Question number 3 I have not done for you. You all are going to try it yourself. Question number 4. I left a book in the class last Friday. I found the book. So how will I write it down? I found the book which I left in the class last Friday. So just see, I have just underlined what I have changed. Question number 7 now. Question number 5 and 6 you are going to try yourself. Number 7. Mrs. Bose can sing very well. She teaches us mathematics. Now Mrs. Bose, who teaches us mathematics, can sing very well. So this is how we just add relative pronouns and change the sentences and join them up. So here I have just written down, solve as above, number 3, 5, 6 and 8. Okay, so this much children. Thank you a lot. Please try to note down your works and please send it to me in Google Classroom. Okay, thank you.